Title: The Whispering Woods. Deep within the heart of the Whispering Woods, where the trees stood tall and twisted, their branches intertwining like gnarled fingers reaching for the sky, lay a darkness that few dared to explore. Legends whispered of a malevolent force that roamed the forest, preying on the lost and the unwary, drawing them deeper into its grasp until they were consumed by the shadows. Among those who knew of the forest's sinister reputation was Sarah, a young woman with an insatiable curiosity and a reckless spirit. Despite the warnings of the villagers who lived on its outskirts, she felt drawn to the mysterious depths of the woods, unable to resist the allure of the unknown. One chilly autumn evening, as the last rays of sunlight faded from the sky, Sarah made her decision. Armed with nothing but a dim flashlight and a sense of adventure, she ventured into the Whispering Woods, her heart pounding with excitement and trepidation. At first, the forest seemed almost welcoming, the crunch of leaves beneath her feet and the rustle of branches overhead creating a symphony of natural sounds. But as Sarah ventured deeper into the shadows, she felt a chill settle in her bones, and the air grew thick with an oppressive darkness that seemed to suffocate her. Despite her growing unease, Sarah pressed on, determined to uncover the secrets that lay hidden within the heart of the forest. But with each step she took, the trees seemed to close in around her, their twisted limbs reaching out like grasping hands, eager to claim her as their own. As the hours passed and the darkness deepened, Sarah's flashlight began to flicker, its feeble beam casting long shadows that danced and swirled around her. Panic clawed at her throat as she realized she had lost her way, the familiar landmarks of the forest disappearing into the blackness that surrounded her. With a mounting sense of dread, Sarah stumbled through the underbrush, her heart racing as she searched desperately for any sign of civilization. But the forest seemed intent on keeping its secrets, twisting and turning in on itself until Sarah was hopelessly lost in its labyrinthine depths. Just when she thought she could go no further, Sarah stumbled upon a clearing bathed in moonlight, the pale glow illuminating a dilapidated cabin nestled among the trees. Relief flooded through her as she staggered towards the shelter, the promise of safety beckoning her closer with each faltering step. But as Sarah approached the cabin, a sense of unease settled over her once more, the hairs on the back of her neck standing on end as she sensed a presence lurking within its shadowed interior. Ignoring the warning bells that rang in her mind, she pushed open the creaking door and stepped inside. The interior of the cabin was shrouded in darkness, the air thick with the musty scent of decay. Sarah's flashlight flickered weakly as she scanned the room, her heart pounding in her chest as she strained to see through the gloom. Suddenly, a whispering voice echoed through the darkness, sending shivers down Sarah's spine. "Who dares to disturb my solitude?" it hissed, its words dripping with malice. Sarah froze, her blood turning to ice as she realized she was not alone. Trembling with fear, she turned to flee, but before she could make her escape, a pair of glowing eyes appeared before her, their gaze fixated on her with an intensity that made her knees buckle. With a primal scream, Sarah turned and ran, her footsteps echoing through the forest as she fled from the cabin and the unseen entity that lurked within. But no matter how fast she ran, the darkness seemed to pursue her, its tendrils reaching out to ensnare her in its grasp. As Sarah stumbled through the underbrush, her breath coming in ragged gasps, she felt a cold hand close around her ankle, dragging her to the ground with a force that sent stars exploding behind her eyes. With a final desperate cry, she reached out for help, but there was no one there to hear her, no one to save her from the horrors that lurked within the whispering woods. And so, as the darkness closed in around her and the whispers grew louder in her ears, Sarah knew that she had become just another victim of the forest's insatiable hunger, lost forever to the shadows that lay waiting in the depths of the night.